people get into this industry because they love doing what they do. You know, it's an amazing thing, it's an amazing tool, it's an amazing hobby. It's just fun all around. But as you start making money and you get into that beast of an industry, you can get swallowed up like that. Your time just is like sucked in, and if you don't make that effort to do what you love, you could end up hating what you initially loved. It's just like, it would be a shame to get burnt out and us just be like, forget it and just bail. I don't know, and the whole idea of like what we do on Vimeo, that's kind of our strategy in a sense, because we try to hold on to some of that idealism, and in the background behind Vimeo, our business is churning, we're doing all these big corporate projects or whatever we're doing, commercial or brand orientated. We do our personal projects and put them on Vimeo purposefully in order to help steer the ship. The idea is that we're holding on to the hope that we will get more and more of those jobs, and it's not just 100% client-based work, it's like more of jobs that come through that we actually give a shit about. If you don't make the effort to put time and effort into creative projects and projects that you actually care about, then you're just gonna get burnt out. So the more we do stuff on our own time and stuff that we care about and that really moves us, it's just gonna only enhance everything else. It keeps the creative juices flowing, you know? The risk is like in doubting what your vision is, or having self-doubt about what you're creating and putting it out there in the world and hoping that what you believed in, what you thought was right and the best possible story, others will react in the same way. I mean, that's kind of the risk of believing in what you're doing. We've been extremely fortunate to have just an amazing group of friends. And not only a good group of friends, like good people, like people that are 100% down for whatever. And maybe that's what people respond to, is the fact that like our group of friends is down to go in the middle of the winter, throw 30 Christmas trees in a pile and light them on fire. And if you're there and if you have that energy of people hanging out and just the bonding and people enjoying themselves, and you're there with a camera, you're gonna get magic. It's like people that love each other and love each other's company and having a good time. You make the extra effort to get away from your television, get off your couch and go do something. You're gonna capture beauty. Any kid with a camera has a group of friends. Go do something and capture it, and it's gonna be beautiful. Once the ball started rolling, you want more of that friends having a good time and that camaraderie and that like just high energy of doing stuff. So it kind of caused us to almost be like, let's go bowling tonight. Let's go roller skating, you know? It just snowed yesterday, like let's go sledding. And the creative process almost inspired us to kind of do more and get out there and do more, you know, like and just constantly film stuff. I don't know, that's kind of an exciting thing. If you're gonna capture and make a video, you're gonna wanna do cool things and you're only gonna have more fun doing it.
If your footage looks really good, or you know, then you're motivated to live a better life. Whatever's in front of your camera, you know, you're also seeing that, you know, so you're living that. Just make these moments better.
Anybody could ever chat with themselves like in the future and have a communication with yourself, hopefully 90-year-old Dana, I could chat with him right now and he's old and gray. Him looking back on his life, you realize what the priorities are and what really truly matters. At the end of your life, you look back and it's essentially one long story. The moments that you see and care about, that's all that really matters. We all become just a long story. And when you look back and that's all you have is your thoughts and memories and you're looking back on that story, you want it to be a good one, right? You want it to be a really good one. If now, in the present, we can realize that and be like, well, someday I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna look back on my story. If we know that now, moving forward, you realize that I wanna make this as badass as possible. You can make it whatever you want.
The more days that you live that you won't soon forget, you know, the better your story is gonna be. So exactly. Like, go out and do things that break the norm and break your routine and break, you know, all that sort of stuff, because you'll actually remember that day. And if you remember a bunch of days, then you've just created a long, beautiful story.